technically speaking, Doughboyz Cashout was founded at a Pizza Hut.
Okay.
Doughboyz Cashout is 2 cliques. It was originally 2 groups that linked to one. When you get deeper into it, it was two groups of kids at the time that was hated by the rest of the city. That's the real source of everything. Like it was 2 groups that was really hated by the rest of the city, and because it was so much history within a few people, that's what caused us to combine and become one.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? At a point in time, it was 2 cash outs. It was always one Doughboys, but it was 2 cash outs. It was a Southfield cash out, and it was a Corm, which is Doughboyz Cashout Rich Niggas, which is Doughboyz Cashout. You feel what I'm saying? But it was hate. We was hated at a point in time. It was complete hatred. So, you know, that's how we end up linking, and from there, it's just been a great success. You feel me?
What's this pizza meeting all about? How does that happen?
Ah, man, mafia. Only thing I can say is for pretty much the meeting was, you know, at the time it was just like, all right, y'all hate it, we hate it. Y'all do music, we doing music. Come on, man, let's make this work. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
And we also was one of the first cliques of the city to make a Cartier song. Bought a new pair of Cardis, had to flood them with ice. New pair of Cardis, had to flood them with ice. And it's so crazy at the time. We almost went, if we had social media today, it would have went viral.
Wow.
Hands down.
Yeah.
Shout out to Pay because he made the beat. It was a sample from Blade Icewood. Shout out to Lil Blade and the whole Blade family. And it was one of the anthems of the city. No cap.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when we came on and he said that the original founders and the original members, you do consider yourself an original member, as part of the music group is concerned too as well.
I'm gonna say, streetwise, yes. Group wise, it was founded on Mansfield, and it contained all of the rappers you have today, as well as we. Long Live Rock.
Okay.
That was literally. Me, Pay, Keys, Kid, Dre, Rock, we.
Okay, so it's
Chaz was there.
So like 7 or 8 members originally for the music end of it.
For the music end of it, yes.
Okay, and for as far as the whole thing as a whole.
The whole thing as a whole is about 40,
oh my
50
God.
people.
So
yeah, no, Doughboyz, we actually deep. You know what I'm saying? Doughboyz Cashout is actually a real brotherhood, a real mafia. I ain't gonna lie to you about that.
Wow, yeah, 40. Is everybody in this 40 group team rich, or is it like some of them are still like? How does that work, man?
I'm gonna just say, majority of us are well off.
Okay, I see.
We well off. We ain't complaining about.
I think
nothing.
like 2 of my friends have money or something.
Oh yeah,
and I have like 50 friends.
Oh man, I think you got a little more than that. You definitely balling.
You feel me? No, that's wild though. So you guys are pretty much living a lifestyle that people admire. Also, some people are living the lifestyle, and you're translating that into music. Talk about the first beginnings of the music career for you guys. How the music began.
Like I say, man, once again, the music, we were hated, bro. Like we was hated. Nobody like Doughboys. Nobody like Cash Out Rich Niggas. We was hated, bro. That's how it originally started. We beefed with literally the entire West Side.
Yeah.
And you know, at the time, it was so many different cliques on the West Side, man. And we even took our talents on the East Side to be hated at the time too. It was before Team Eastside. You know what I'm saying? We were hated literally by the entire city. And it would literally be a point in time where we couldn't go to not one party, and we showing up fresh as hell. Knew we gonna fight. We just knew we was gonna fight, but we fresh as hell. Everybody got Alva signs on, mink coats, glasses. You know what I'm saying? Brand new Air Forces or Tims or whatever the situation was at the time, Maury's, Prada, whatever. And we still showing up. That's one thing the city can't take from us as well. As much as we was hated, and as much as people didn't like Doughboyz Cashout at the time, they got to give us our respect, because before social media, if it was a social media back then, we was showing up to every party.
Yeah.
And we was fighting. Some we won, some we lost. You know what I'm saying? But we showed up.
Who liked you guys?
Me.
Well, you guys were becoming. You guys weren't successful in the beginning. Like you guys didn't find like people reciprocating the music, or like.
To be honest, it was a situation that had transpired where, we grown now. We can kind of talk about it, but it was like we had met up in this dark alley, and it literally became a shootout.
Wow.
And the only thing you seen was the sparks from guns. You feel what I'm saying? And the next morning, the you know what I'm saying, it was like a 25 way, because before then you couldn't FaceTime. You feel what I'm saying? But it was like a 25 way on the phone, and we got all of our so-called enemies and some of the Doughboyz Cashout. We all on the phone, bro, and we just like, yeah, that night was crazy, bro. We gotta come to an end of this, bro, because somebody could have really died. And it was so crazy how it played out, because after we became cool and we end up terrorizing the city. So imagine the whole West Side coming together, and then out of nowhere, y'all end up falling out again. That's exactly what it was. You know what I'm saying? We came cool with everybody, and after that night, and it lasted for all of probably about, I'd say about 6 months, if that. You know what I'm saying? And then it went right back to the regular, the regular do, man. So
yeah,
the beginning part of it was kind of shaky, man. But as far as musically, when everybody became cool, everybody started giving that respect, and they started noticing the change, not only in the music and what we were doing musically, but just noticing the change within us. We were all growing up. You know what I'm saying? We were, we 16, 17 years old, man, but playing with thousands of dollars at kids. You know what I'm saying? Like that was a big deal. So. We did our thing as kids, man.
When you're talking about the shootout situation, you're kids at that age too, or is this a little bit older?
We was kids. We was kids, bro. I'm talking about, I think I was all of 16.
Wow.
I think I was all of 16. Like, I'm like 16, 17. Tops. Yeah, that's the most I was. Yeah, we having real shootouts, bro. I'm talking about real shootouts. We 16. I'm talking about pumps, Mossberg pumps. I'm talking about 4.5s. Now, same thing with the kids today. You be like, damn, how they get a gun? You know what I'm saying? But we had guns too. You feel what I'm saying? And it really went down like that.
Do you remember what year that was, roughly the era of that time?
Man, 05?
Okay, so 05, you guys are going nuts as kids, basically. And, like, you guys have a phone call to kind of settle things, settle differences.
Yeah.
And then things turn sour again in the future.
Yeah.
Talk about the progression of the music and trying to deal with that at the same time.
To be honest, we were making the music for us. It was never for everybody else. We were really having fun making music. You feel what I'm saying? It just so happened that in the midst of making the music and being hated, and then dropping CDs and certain women hearing it, and the women taking them back to everybody else and they playing it. And now, at that time, I think YouTube was popping, so now YouTube is out, and everybody going to stream our shit on YouTube, and it just blew up. It really just blew up. It was nothing that was really planned. Like, we had to sit down and have a talk with each other. Like, hold on, bro. Like, it's shit starting to get a little serious. We about to start doing shows. We got XYZ going on. We about to start doing video. It started really progressing and blossoming in front of our faces before we even realized who we really were as artists. We were still street. You know what I'm saying? We were still stuck in the streets.
Yeah.
Bro, I even went off to college.
I'll get into something I want to talk about later with your style of music, but it's completely different. The way you sing, the way you put it on the track is, I've never heard anything like it. I fell in love. First song I heard, I was like, who the fuck is that? Was Grind to Shine. When I heard you break right through it, I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, this is I remember I asked my cousin, who the fuck song was that?
Yeah.
Look it up. And I couldn't find it for like 2 weeks. I was spelling 2 instead of 2. Anyway, the point is, what was that day in the studio like, man? I need to know how that went. Like, how did you come up with everything that you came up with?
So it's so crazy. So I would literally, when that song came out, that song fell off, and Satisfied, I was literally walking through the cold, pushing buggies, doing push-ups in a parking lot of Home Depot on 7 Mile, on Myers, no cap. And I was just literally going through it like, man, I grind to shine, got big money all on my mind. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm really going through it. But that's what was going on in my head at the time.
If you enjoy watching shorter clips of the Kid L podcast, we have a YouTube page for that called Kid L Podcast Clips. Search up Kid L podcast clips on YouTube.